Good morning, dear students. Today we will start with exercise 9.6. The edge of an aluminium cube is 10 centimeter long. One face of cube is firmly fixed to a vertical wall. So first of all, what we have? We have one aluminium cube having side of 10 centimeter, and one of the face of cube is firmly fixed to a vertical wall. So first of all, let us draw the conditions. So first of all, what we have? We have one wall. Like this. Clear? And here face is attached, cube is attached like this. Right? This is cube and this is wall, and side is given L, 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 and L is given as 10 centimeter, means in meter it becomes 0.1 meter. Right? Now the next point is a mass of 100 kg is attached to the opposite face of the cube. Means opposite face means this face, let us denote it as 1. This face is denoted as 1, and mass is attached over here, and if the mass of 100 kg is attached to this cube, obviously there must be a downward force F equal to mg. Right? Now what will happen if the mass of 100 kg is attached to the side of this cube? Then the cube becomes like it gives the vertical deflection. It gives the vertical deflection as delta y. Here we can see this vertical deflection is denoted as delta y. Right? So here first of all, and one more thing, shear modulus of aluminium is given, and shear modulus is defined by symbol G, which is 25 gigapascal. And what is the vertical deflection of this face? Here we need to find the vertical deflection is nothing but delta y. Delta y here we need to calculate. Right? So here first of all, what is given? Let us write down. So we have the side of cube. Side of cube is given, which is 10 centimeter, means L equal to 10 centimeter, and if I will convert in meter, then it becomes 0.1 meter. Right? And from the length I can easily find the area of face 1. Area of face 1 equal to A L into L, 0.1 into 0.1 equal to 0.01 meter. Right? And we have the mass attached to this face 1, m equal to 100 kg. So if the mass m equal to 100 kg, then the tangential force F equal to mg which is mass is 100 and the value of G is 9.8, right, which becomes 980 Newton. So the force F is 980 Newton, right. Now the next point is to find the shear stress, and shear stress is nothing but force per unit area, means in the form of equation it becomes F by A, and F is 980 divided by area is 0.01 meter. If I will simplify 9.8 into 10 raised to 2 divided by 10 raised to minus 2, ultimately it becomes 9.8 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. Newton per meter square, which is the unit of stress, right. And here we have the shear modulus. So shear modulus is defined by ratio of shearing stress to shearing strain, right. This is the definition of shear modulus. It is the ratio of shearing stress to shearing strain. Shearing stress, which is F by A, and that we have already calculated, 9.8 into 10 raised to 4 divided by shearing strain, right. So in the form of shearing strain, we can write this equation, shearing strain, from this equation, shearing strain equal to shearing stress divided by shear modulus, which is G, right. So we have the equation for shearing strain, which is equal to shearing stress divided by G, right. And here we can see this delta y is nothing but it is the shearing strain. Suppose this angle is theta, this deflection, vertical deflection, is delta y, and side of cube is L, then we can also write the equation for shearing strain equal to delta y by L, means change in dimension, which is delta y, and original dimension, which is the length of cube, is L, side of cube, which is L. So shearing strain, which is nothing but which is equal to delta y by L. So here we have two equation of shearing strain, equation number 1 and equation number 2, and from this equation we can write, delta y by L equal to shearing stress by G, and here what we need to calculate, vertical deflection. Vertical deflection is nothing but it is delta y. So in the form of delta y, the equation becomes shearing stress divided by G into this length L, right. So here this vertical deflection in terms of meter, because here we have the length L in the equation. So shearing stress that we have already calculated, which is 9.8 into 10 raised to 4 divided by shear modulus, which is given 25 gigapascal. 25 gigapascal, which means 25 into 10 raised to 9 pascal, or you can also write 25 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. Both are same. So 25 into 10 raised to 9 into length is given 0.1 meter. So finally, after solving, you will get delta y is 4 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter. So this is our final answer, delta y, right? This is very simple example. Based on the definition of shear modulus, we can easily find the delta y, vertical deflection.
Next exercise is exercise 9.7. What we have? Four identical hollow cylindrical columns of mild steel support a big structure of mass 50,000 kg. What we have? We have four identical cylinder, right, which supports a big structure of mass 50,000 kg, like as shown in figure. We can see we have four identical hollow cylinder, right? These all the cylinders are hollow cylinder and mass which is given 50,000 kg, right? Now the inner and outer radius of columns are 30 and 60 centimeter respectively. The inner and outer radius of each column is given, right? So let us consider only one column among these all four. So here we have considered only one column, and from this figure we can see the inner radius. This is inner radius and this is our outer radius, right? Inner radius and outer radius. Inner radius is given Ri, which is 30 centimeter. Ri is given 30 centimeter. If we convert in meter, then it becomes 0.3 meter, right? And outer radius is also given Ro, which is 60 centimeter, and in meter it becomes 0.6 meter. Very simple, right? Assuming the load distribution to be uniform. Here the load is distributed among these all four columns is are uniform, right? And calculate what we need to calculate. Calculate the compression strain of each column. Here what we need to calculate? Compression strain, right? And one more thing is given, Young modulus of this mild steel, which is 2 into 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square, right? So this all the data available with us, we can very easily calculate the compression strain, right? Before calculating the compression strain, let us calculate first force exerted on each cylinder. Force exerted on each cylinder, which is defined as F dash, right? And here we need to calculate on each cylinder. The total mass is given 50,000 kg, and from mass we can easily calculate force, right? So here force is F dash, right? And we need to calculate for each cylinder. So it becomes F by 4, where F is the total force, right? Now we know F equal to m into g divided by 4. Mass is given, which is 50,000, into g, which is 9.8 divided by 4, right? We have divided by 4 because we want to calculate force on each cylinder. Here we have total 4 cylinder, that's why we have divided by 4. If we have cylinder of the value 6, then we will divide this equation F dash equal to F by 6. Very simple. So the value of F dash that we can get from this, which is 1,22,500 Newton, right? This is the value of F dash, force exerted on each cylinder, right? So here we have calculated F dash. Now calculate cross sectional area of each cylinder. Cross sectional area of each cylinder. So cross sectional area which is given by A, right, and A which is equal to pi, right. Here keep in mind this cylinder is hollow cylinder. We can't use the equation pi r square, right, and here we have the inner radius and outer radius. So for that the cross sectional area A which is equal to pi into r e r o, outer radius minus inner radius square. So pi into r outer radius which is given 0.6 whole square minus ri internal radius is given 0.3 square, right. So ultimately here we will get the area A which is 0.8478 meter square, right. So this is the area of each cylinder, right. Now let's calculate the strain, right. Here we want to calculate the compression strain. So compression strain of each column equal to compression strain which is given by equation F dash by A into Y, right. This is very simple equation, right. From the equation of Young modulus we can easily write the equation of compression strain F dash by A into Y. So here F dash which is 1,22,500 divided by area which is 0.8478 into Young modulus which is 2 into 10 raised to 11, right. So after solving we will get the compression strain which is 0.722 into 10 raised to minus 6, right. So this will be our final answer, right. Compression strain of each column. Keep in mind strain have no unit, right. So this will be our final answer. If we want to calculate compression strain, if you want to calculate compression strain of all column, then what will we do? Simple, multiply this value by 4, right. So 0.722 into 10 raised to minus 6 into 4. Here we will get 2.89 into 10 raised to minus 6. So this is the compression for each column, compression strain for each column and compression strain of all column, right.